We have our leaps first profits. We closed the Bitcoin for December in the green, something that was 70% in the red. So we're going to be talking about that today. We're also going to be looking at the copy trading, and we're going to be selling the weekly options for Friday. So that being said, let's look at the topics and what we have for this week. Hello, Bitcoin is below the 90K. It is currently at 89,700. Ethereum is at 3,077. Fear and greed is not as high as it was Friday, but still on the extreme greed. The dominance for Bitcoin has fell by almost 1%, but still we're doing very, very good in the Bitcoin sector. That being said, Bitcoin has been very profitable, and I showed you that before, but now we have good news that we have more capital because we closed one of the leaps. April 18th, we opened a leap for December 2024, so next month, 2 days after Christmas, and this was a $65,000. But then we had the drop on August. We had huge setbacks with Bitcoin for the halving and for everything else after the halving, so that got Bitcoin down and got this leap very, very low, actually 70% in the red if I recall correctly. But then Trump won the elections, everything was bullish for crypto. We saw Bitcoin reaching all-time highs, breaking the $90,000 per Bitcoin, and I closed this 11% in the profit. I should have closed that at the 30% mark that I had. I should have closed at the 13 that I had, but I closed it at a 10% profit, which was plus $247 in my pocket. So now we have this $2,500, almost $2,500 to put in my pocket to use to have more capital to sell options on. And we're going to also deposit a little bit into the copy trading strategy. So let's do that today. You can see at the bottom also that we got that 1.75% in the weekend for our weekend strategy. So 1.7% is fantastic. The returns are huge. Very, very happy with that. Now that we have more capital, we are at 3,800 right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the copy trading and deposit 800. And actually, let's take a look at the copy trading to see how it's doing. So the copy trading, we're performing very, very well, both on the Phoenix and on the Zero DTE, which has crossed 700 people in it. So welcome if you're part of these 200 people that joined in the past few days. Welcome. Again, if you're not part of the 700 and you want to be part of it, the first link in the description will bring you to the registration to the topics. No KYC needed, no money for you to open the account, just deposit there and stake right here into the Zero DTE. And we have a success fee, meaning that if you deposit and it doesn't make you money, it does not make us money. Unless there's any profits, we're not going to be taking any fees out of it. So check it out, first link in the description. You can join, deposit. It's very fast and easy. So November is halfway there and we got 6.11% so far. October and September, we both did 10%. July has been our best performing month so far with 14.5%. So on my positions right here, I have a $500 that I deposited in June and then two $58 that I deposited in September. And now they're both up by 20% and 42% respectively. So we're going to deposit another one for $800. So I'm going to go right here on follow, and then here I'm going to put 800. I'm going to put it flat so this way we can track the performance, and I'm going to click on confirm. Okay, so I deposited. I actually clicked twice, so that's a mistake on my end, but I'm going to close this after 7 days. If you don't know, the position needs to be locked for 7 days before you can close the position. So just a heads up, before you open any position, you need 7 days of it vesting, pretty much, let's use this term. And then after that, you can go and close the position and the funds will be credited back to your account. So now we're going to go back right here to Bitcoin, which is currently at 89,700 at 763. So we're going to go and look at the heat map to see if we can find any places where we can sell calls or puts. Again, right now we are no longer overbought on the RSI, on the 4 hour, on the daily. We're still overbought a little bit, but you can see that we are crossing right now the RSI, which could mean that we're going to see some negative right here, some bearishness. So maybe calls this week, maybe puts. We can actually look at the liquidation and heat map right here, which is suggesting that we have a strong place right here on the 1 week charts for the 92,259 mark, meaning that if it touches this place right here, it's most likely going to be rallying up. You can see like it did right here. This price range right here had huge heat, so So when it touched, it spiked all the way because it kept liquidating short positions all the way to the $93,000. Here, something similar could happen. We just need to figure out if we're going to have enough strength to go that way, or if we're just going to go back down to towards the 85%. So for Ethereum, it is very similar but flipped. You can see that the heat is more towards the $3,000, which I do think we're going to see Ethereum slowing down right now, because again, Q1 is the quarter for Ethereum, not Q4 of this year. So Ethereum is going to slow down a little bit. We just don't know if Bitcoin is just going to follow along with this, or if they're going to go both separate ways, because you can see maybe Bitcoin will correct a little bit and is going to follow Ethereum this week, or maybe Ethereum is just going to go its way and Bitcoin is going to go up and test the 92,000 that we saw right here. So that being said, I'm going to look at the charts a little bit more here for Ethereum on the 4 hours and for Bitcoin on the 4 hours as well. And then we're going to see what we're going to sell, but we can already toggle these on and off right here for the sell. And then we're going to open that for November 22nd. So let me take a look real quick. So I actually ended up selling 2 calls, a 3,400 for Ethereum and a 96,000 for Bitcoin. But because IV is so high, volatility is so high, look at the premiums that we got. We got $52.85 for the Bitcoin option, and that is with a margin of 963, which is actually 5.5% overall, which if we divide it by 5, which is the total number of days, we get 1.10% per day that we're making. Fantastic numbers. For Ethereum, a little less, but still very good numbers. We got almost $38 in premium, and that's for $1,000 deposit, which is in 5 days 3.798. If we divide it by 5, is 0.75% per day. These numbers are fantastic. I'm very amazed with this profit. So we sold 2 calls, of course, very risky. So if I see the RSI changing or anything changing that points out to a bullish week, then I'm going to close these and maybe roll out at the money puts when I see the shift. So stay tuned for Wednesday to see this, and let me know in the comments if you think I'm crazy, if you think this is a very stupid decision. But again, when IV is high, we have to profit. We have to make sure we are doing some fantastic things. Because if you remember back when IV was 180% in 2022, I think it was, back when this channel was doing a lot of live streams, a lot of videos about options, you remember we will make 4, 5, even 7% a week on Ethereum. So you can see how crazy these numbers are, and now they're repeating itself because we are in a bull run. When IV spikes, you need to profit out of these situations. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.